It's okay now.
We've been taking a look at the fourth book of the 5 books of Moses, the book of Numbers, which in Hebrew is called Bamidbar, in the wilderness, Bamidbar. And the first command that God gives us in Bamidbar is to take a census or a counting of the men of 20 years and older who are traveling with Moses in the desert for the purposes of understanding the power of an army if they should be attacked. And we actually see in the diagram the distribution of the tribal populations. We know there are 12 tribes, and it's notable that the tribe of Judah, which is green, is 12.7% of the population of the men of 20 years and older in the desert at the time of Moses. And the tribe of Judah, we know, is the only tribe we're certain of that remains of all of the tribes. So maybe there's some relationship between it being the most populous in ancient days and the one that has survived with some certainty today. As far as Jews know, we are all only descendants at this time from Judah. Probably some would dispute that, but that's my understanding. Then we have Dan, which is the second in line, and it goes down from there. The least populous was, it looks like this orange one, Gad. So we're going to take a look at Numbers chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. Today I've given us the milim, or the vocabulary in red, but I have not made red the words inside of the verse. So it's slightly more challenging, but I think you guys are fully up to it. Joseph, why don't you take a turn at reciting the milim with their English translations kindly?
Okay.
The first one I crossed out by mistake, but you still want to have a look at it.
Okay. The first one is Mishpacha. Family.
Nice. How about the one above? We actually count the one above also. I made a mistake and crossed over it, but it's a good word.
It was somehow hidden at the top.
Is it somehow hidden?
I cannot see it.
Okay.
Yes. Ada.
Nicely done.
Congregation.
Right. Ha'eda, the congregation. Mishpacha, the family. Continue.
Av.
All right.
Father.
Nice.
Shame.
Well done.
Name.
Name.
Gulgolet.
Nice. There you go. Skull. All of these nouns share a common feature. Their plural ending is the ot ending, the cholam tav, which we understand to be the feminine plural ending. Nevertheless, we have a word such as av, which is obviously a masculine noun, that takes the feminine ending. So there are exceptions, and there may be reasons for those exceptions, but I don't know them. The plural of av, father, is avot, fathers, even though ot is a feminine ending. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But the other nouns are feminine nouns, and they take the ot ending as would be expected. Ada becomes adot, and so on and so forth. Mishpacha becomes mishpachot. So having said that, Gideon, let's find Ada in our verse.
Okay.
Let us find Ada in our verse. Again, you may have to see different vowels and not necessarily see all the letters. And now we don't even have the red to guide us. So you really have to kind of read through the lines to find the word Ada.
So we have Edda in the first line, the last
Right.
word.
Well done. Well
Kal
done.
Adat.
Right. And I'll give you this idea. Adat B'nai Yisrael. The Tav connects Ada to B'nai Yisrael. The Tav is a connecting letter. So Adat B'nai Yisrael means the congregation of the children of Israel. Ada is congregation. Yeah, the congregation of. Right. Okay, Joseph, our next detective assignment is Mishpacha. Can we find Mishpacha within our verse?
Yes. The first one
Okay.
is in the second line, the last word.
Nice.
It sounds like this. Lemish Pechotam.
Wow. Lemishpachotam. The Lamed means according to. Of course, Mishpacha is family, but we know that the Ot, even though it's in an abbreviated form, is the sign of the plural. So Mishpachot, families, according to families, but the Mem is a possessive suffix. Now, this is an awful lot to present to you guys, so let's just absorb it, and we'll have plenty of additional opportunities to become familiar with these various alterations of the noun. But basically, we have a plural form.
According to your
And we have
families.
Exactly right, according to their families. Very well done. Lemish Bechotam. Now we have the word Av occurring in its plural in the verse. Gideon, can we find Av?
Yes.
Okay.
The third line, second word.
Well done.
Avotam.
Well done. And again, we have an interesting relationship between the word preceding it and avotam. We have levate. That comes from the word bait. So bait becomes a connecting word by changing it from bait to bait. So levate avotam means according to the houses of their fathers. Again, we have the ot, which makes it fathers, and we have the mem suffix, which means their, a possessive plural, their, avotam, their fathers. Levate avotam, according to to the houses of their fathers. Very nice. So you begin to get a feeling for how quickly we can translate so much. If we can simply identify the shorish, mostly verbs, or we can identify the noun, you can look in a Hebrew dictionary, or you can even use Google Translate and get a meaning for that shorish or that noun. And then once you know your prefixes and your suffixes, you can put it all together and expand your Hebrew vocabulary tremendously. So that's what we continue to do on a regular basis, is to give you guys the ability to parse out these Hebrew verses and actually translate them. The next word we have, Joseph, is shame, name. Where does the word shame occur in our verse?
Shem. Okay, let me. In the third line, the last word.
Very nice.
Shemot.
Right. Which would mean what?
Shemot. Their names.
Right. Just names. It's not Shemotam with the mem. This time it's just names. Shemot, names.
Yes, names.
So again, we have, although it's rather invisible, a relationship between b'mispar shemot. And bi could also translate as according to. So we have lamed and bi basically meaning the same thing. B'mispar, mispar is the count, according to the count of names, b'mispar shemot. And finally, in the last line, we have legulgelotam, according to their skulls, which is a kol zachar, all males, according to their skulls, legulgelotam. The verse would then be read fully, Se'u, et Rosh Kol Adat B'nai Israel. Take account of every head of the congregation of Israel, Lemishpachotam, according to their families, Levet Avotam, according to their fathers, B'mispar Shemot, by accounting of names. Kol Zachar Legulgulos Tam, all the males according to the skulls. So, Gulgolet also has the implication of a tax. And we learned before that there was a half shekel contributed by every adult male that participated in the census that was counted. So this idea of according to their skulls actually implies that, again, there was a donation or a contribution made in order to achieve the census. We learned in the time of David that he failed to take up that tax, and there was a punishment against Jerusalem for that reason. I will be humble enough to admit that this is my own interpretation, and I'm not 100% sure of this. But in the first verse, we have Su'u et Rosh Kol Adat B'nai Israel. Take accounting of every head of the congregation of Israel. And then in the last line, we have Kol Zachar Legulgulosam, or Legulgulotam, every male according to the skulls. So why do we have two different words, if not to teach us something new? And my interpretation, and it may be wrong, is that even though it's not explicit, there was actually also a tax, a contribution made by everybody in the census. Anyway, let's not dwell too much on that. The reading is fantastic. Joseph, why don't you take a turn at reading the next verse? We won't go through it in the same way, but simply enjoy your reading it for us kindly.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts with mi ben.
Mi ben Esrim Shana Vama Ela.
So the ayin would close vamala, vamala.
Vamala
There you go.
Kal Yotse Tsava
Nice.
Bayis Rael Israel, where?
Right.
By
Israel.
Tif Kedu. Tif
Well done.
Tif Kedu. Otam
Nice.
let's sib otam
Nice. It's a
ata
vet. Litziv otam. It's a vet, not a bet. It's litziv, not litzib. Litziv otam.
let's sib otam
Nice.
ata ve'a ron.
Nice. So, mi ben esrim shana v'mala. Take account of the men that are 20 years and older. Esrim shana v'mala, 20 years and older. Kol yotzei tzava b'Yisrael. All that are eligible to go out in war for Israel. Tifgedu otam litzivotam. You should reckon them according to their hosts. Atav Yaharon, you and Aaron should do the reckoning. The idea of according to their hosts, again, I'm not 100% sure, but there were additional divisions beyond the tribes, just as we have sub-tribes. It was true also in Israel that there were subdivisions. And they were primarily family-based subdivisions, but they were also subdivisions based on military organizations. So within a tribe, within the men 20 years and older, there would be military divisions. And this is the idea of hosts, tzivotam, they're hosts. And they all had flags that identified themselves and their divisions as well. Very nice. Let's take one more opportunity to practice our reading, since we have a few minutes and we can do that. Let's jump to the most advanced level we have, which is in the second set of worksheets for the advanced readers. It's called the Aleph Champ series, and we can go to the brown worksheet, and we can recite some tefillot or prayers. Let's try. Gideon, we're looking at line 2. V'ha'arev.
Yes.
You're very welcome to give it a try.
Arrive.
Very nice.
Nayaya.
So
Elohim.
this is the yud is another form of the word for God. So this is another way we will see the word God written in the Jewish prayer book, for example. So you would say, as you prefer, to say Yah or Yehovah.
Okay. Yehovah. Eloheinu.
Right, Eloheinu, our God.
It's Divrei. Torah. Tech. Befinu.
Okay, hold on a second. Here's our friend, the Chaf Sofit with a kamatz inside. How did we learn to? Yeah, so Torah Tcha.
Torah Ha.
There you go.
Befinu.
Nice.
Uf. Fi. Hal. Amicha.
Let us take just a moment to be mindful of the shva functioning as a closing. So you got this one, uv, fi, and then We learned that this is a special pronunciation of the kamats plus lamed is ol, chol.
Okay, whole.
And then lastly, the mem with the shva under it is a amcha, right?
Ham.
Nice. Let's try it from uvifi.
Ufi. Hol. Ham.
Nice.
Then Bates.
Well done.
Israel.
Very nice. Let's close there. That's well done. That's a lot of good reading. Very nice. I'm very lucky to have you guys as students. You're both amazing, and you've achieved really a lot in terms of reading, and now we're translating. So it's very fun and very exciting. Let me take a break and do a good job with the 9 o'clock class, and then we will join together again at 10 o'clock if that's agreeable with you, Joseph.
Okay.
I don't know if did you notice the messages? I sent you a message. I'm trying to meet with you and the other leaders at 10 o'clock. Is that possible?
I didn't see, but I am available.
For me, it's very much possible.